Agut v'achra boisai. You don't understand. Even one person, two people is better than none. Boisai, we're holding by the Mishnah, Daf Tzadik, Omid Aleph, brand new sugya. It's going to be gevaldik, easy stuff today. Kol midos shebamigdosh hayu nigdoshois. I'm going to yell at Yoshi for putting a white background with flour in the kli. But other than that, it's beautiful. This is gadush. It's piled up. This is not. This is machok. All the measuring devices in the Beis Hamikdash, you would pile them up. Kol midos shebamigdosh hayu nigdoshes. Chutz mishel kohen gadol shahayu gadshel l'toicha. That of the kohen gadol, which we discussed, that he starts off in the morning with one isar, he divides it in half, and he gives half of isar in the morning, half in the evening. That is flat. And now we explained there's a number of reasons, because he's walking with it, you don't want it to spill over, it's hard to divide in half. Okay. Midas halach beirutzeim kodesh, midas hayavesh beirutzeim choil. Beirutzeim is the overflow. The overflow will show this thing, why not? This, that. Ooh, this is a great glass. Let me finish this up, maybe. Chutz mishel kohen gadol. No, I said this. Midas halach beirutzeim kodesh, midas hayavesh beirutzeim choil. So the Tanna Kama, we're going to see this three sheets here, and they're very similar in a way. Slightly, or each one is slightly different. Midas halach beirutzeim kodesh. The measuring devices of the liquid is kodesh. Moshe Rabbeinu put oil, use moishech, this kli, so it has kedusha. Midas hayavesh, if you're trying to measure for flour, those measuring cups did not have kedusha. What's the difference? As we'll see, because if it has kedusha, so everything that above it also has kedusha in a way. We have to explain why. But if it doesn't have kedusha, so everything above does not have kedusha. So that's why piled up flour doesn't have kedusha. Piled up wine does have kedusha. Rabbi Kiva Omer midas halach kodesh. Lefichach beirutzeim kodesh. What's he adding here? Midas hayavesh choil. Lefichach beirutzeim choil. So he argues with the Tanna Kama. We'll see in the Gemara exactly how and where. Rabbi Yossi Omer lo mishum zeh el shalach nekar vayavesh inin nekar. This makes a lot of sense if you think about it. How in the world, and I'm just having trouble in the whole sugya understanding how exactly you're going to deal with this beirutze. But how did it get there? How did it overflow? You poured wine, okay? So you're pouring wine, and it becomes like this. So what stays on top exactly? Is the stuff that you just poured now? To me, it makes sense. The stuff that you just poured goes to the bottom, pushes up the bottom, and then it becomes the top. The stuff that you're pouring on top, it's not a solid, it's a liquid. Liquid usually drops down and pushes the rest up. Big nafkamina, because the rest that got pushed up was already inside the kli. It's inside the kli, it has kedusha, and now it popped up on top. Okay, so it's already kaddish. If you're taking a bottle of Castel, and you pour it up to here, and then you pour a little bit more, and it goes like this, so if it doesn't go into the kli, I could hear. But that's if it's flour, so yeah, the new stuff that goes on top never went inside the kli. But when it comes to liquid, usually it gets all mixed in, and it's all like, how are you dealing with this beirutz? My mamish don't understand this. I'm having trouble here. But okay, but that's what he's saying. That's good for what he's saying. The liquid gets uprooted from the bottom, goes to the top. But the dry does not. Says Gemara, first we have to deal with this nekuda over here. The beginning of the Mishnah, the first words of the Mishnah, kol midash v'amidash. All the measurements. How many measurements were there? Mani, ira v'meir, chad godush haba. According to Meir, there wasn't more than one. It says all the godush, 20 of them. There's only one. It's either, he says there's two isarins. Rabbanan said there's only one. But according to Meir, there's two. One is a flat, one is a full. Slightly lower than the flat one, but there's only one that goes above the rim. And that's only one. So what do you mean, kol midas? There's only one measurement period for the flour, and it was a flat one. It wasn't even a heaped one. Rav Chizda, the answer that you're all thinking, Loilam Rabbi Meir. It's Rabbi Meir who says there's one heaped one and one flat one. Umay kol midos. What does the Mishnah mean by all the measurements? Kol mididos. Doesn't mean that there's 10 different kalim in the Beis Hamikdash. It means 10 different measurements that I use this one kli, this one isar, and I use, even if I need 3 Yisraelim of flour, I use the one isar measuring. I do 3 times. One, there's not 5 different measurements. There's not a kli that holds 3, a kli that holds 2, and a kli that holds 1. It's one kli that holds 1 isarin, and it's one that you overload. But it contains kol medidos, all the shiurim of the Beis Hamikdash. Sometimes when you need 2 Yisraelim, 3 Yisraelim, you use that kli as well. And now we're going to explain all 3 shitas in the Mishnah. Midas halach beritzim kodesh. Michael Mifli, where's the machlokes? Tanakama sovar midas halach nimshacha beime bifnim beime b'chutz. Moshe Rabbeinu gave gedusha to the kli on the inside and on the outside. Put oil. Remember how you put the oil? Kimin ki. You do a C, a U, a tes, a X. We had a lot of shitas. How many shitas? Like 7? I don't remember. The kids are kimin ki. In other words, you don't have to paint the whole thing. You just go like this. On the outside, you do like a chaf, a U on the inside, and Shalom Yisrael. So in Mela, this kli has the kedusha on the inside and the outside. And then what? Oh, so this is very important. I can't even. So the problem is this right over here. Does the rim, is that what it's called in English? The rim. Does this have kedusha? If it does, so when the wine piles up and touches this, it gets kedusha from it. Midas hayavesh nimshcha mifnim v'lo nimshcha v'chutz. And the dry good one, the one for the flour, only had the kedusha inside and not outside. That's why the overflow is not kodesh. Rabbi Kiva argues and he says that the dry good one doesn't have any kedusha whatsoever. So let me ask you a question. If this cup has 0 kedusha and I fill it up with flour, how is the flour going to become kodesh? The answer is, Rashi says, with my mouth. You're right, the kli doesn't give it any kedusha, but my mouth does. I say it should become kodesh. Rabbi Yosi Savar, and the third sheet is both the dry and even the liquid does not have kedusha on the outside. Then he explains the reason why the birutzim of the liquid become kaddish. Why is the overflow kaddish? Because it comes from the inside. It already had kedusha when it was inside the cup, and then it popped out, so it remains kaddish. And dry goods like flour stays on the top. As you pour it, that's where it stays. It doesn't go down and up. So what if this wine was on the bottom of the cup and came up and is now above? But where is the das of the owner? The guy had kavana to give kedusha to whatever's in the cup, not what's above the cup. So what if it started in the bottom and came to the top? But the fact is, he only said it should be kaddish whatever remains in the cup. Yeah, it's an interesting name. Lately, we had a bunch of one-time names. This is one more time in Shas. Shmei Rav. He says in the name of Rav. Zoyse Meres. Klishares Mekachim Shaloi Midas. I don't need the das of the owner. I don't need his machshava. It becomes kaddish just by being in the klishares, even on the bottom. Now it's on the top, but it was on the bottom once, and that itself gives the kedusha. Perhaps you could say the pshat is the klishares doesn't have any kedusha and only gives kedusha when you have the right mindset. And therefore, the fact is the top wine should not be kaddish. I'm just concerned that people will say, look, here, you had wine in a klishares, and he just made it not kaddish. Well, so I have to make a gzera and say that it's kaddish. The question is, Moise Rabbi Zera have a very similar thing. Sidur's halechem is a bezichim lachar Shabbos. Look at this. So this is the famous shulchan. Oops. And let's do it again because the Oila missed it on the other one, on the real one. 12 lechem apanim. When do we put it on the shulchan? On Shabbos. When do you get to eat it? On Shabbos. Interesting situation happens. What happens if you forget to put the bread on Shabbos? For whatever reason, there's no bread available, and you put it on Sunday. We know, listen to this. A carbon, if it stays overnight, is possible. Why is it possible? Lina. Overnight is possible lina. How come the lechem apanim is not possible lina? Because it goes from Shabbos to Shabbos. So it can't be possible after 1 day, after 2 days. But what happens if it's on, listen to this, it's tricky. Not tricky, it's a gishmak ezah. What happens if the bread is on the table for 8 days, from Sunday to Monday? From Sunday to Sunday, 8 days. Lina or not lina? The answer is no lina. Why? Because it needs to be on the table for 2 Shabbosim. When does this bread start becoming lina? After the second Shabbos. 13 days later. So says the Gemara, if that's the case, Sidur's halechem is habezichim lachar Shabbos. You put it on the table on Sunday, Victor's habezichim b'Shabbos, and then 6 days later on Shabbos, you put the levina, the 2 spoonfuls of levina of frankincense on the mizbeach. Psula, it's possible. Okay, so I said, what should you do that it shouldn't be lina? Wait for the second Shabbos, 13 days later. Shafiluhu al shulchan yom rabim, and b'kachlum. There's no lina if the bread is on the table for many days. Why? People are going to say that all you need to do, look, over here, it didn't become lina because it was on a shulchan. So if I want to take a carbon and save it from becoming puzzle overnight, I just put it in a nice kli that has kedusha, and it won't become possible lina. I should make a gzeira. It should be possible lina. Says Gemara, Pnim chutz karames, Pnim lav kulam yadi, chutz kulam yadi. You're talking about lechem apanim that nobody sees, nobody knows about, nobody's going to say anything. Those who know better than to ask questions. But in over here, if you say, over here people get confused and say that you could just take off the wine from the top and make it, or from within a kli and make it not kaddish. So we have to make it gzeiro. Not awesome. Moisar nesachim lekeitzam mizbeach. What is moisar nesachim? That we're going to have a little. It's almost the same. Little shiloh. What is moisar nesachim? In other words, I'll just throw out something. When you have extra nesachim, extra of these mincha, because those people who sell stuff to the Beis Hamikdash, they have to sell always with a little extra. I think even store owners, when you sell like a pound of something, they have to add a little tiny drop. Certainly when they sell to the Beis Hamikdash, you got to be careful with the Beis Hamikdash. You can't rip off the Beis Hamikdash. You have to add a little. So what do you do with the extras? That's one way of looking at the extras. It goes to the Ketz HaMizbeach. What's Ketz HaMizbeach? The dessert of the Mizbeach. The Ketz is also a lashon of dried figs. When the Mizbeach has a down period, there's no korbanos, so you grab an animal from within the Beis Hamikdash that was donated for the Ketz HaMizbeach and you put it on the Mizbeach. So my moiser nesachim, what is this moiser? What that goes to the Ketz HaMizbeach? Tu pshatim. This extra stuff that we saw on the top. Oh, here, beautiful. I didn't have to play the whole video. What goes above the rim. Rabbi Yochanan says, no, it's mamish what we learned, the famous Gemara. Hamakabel of the Sapik Slotis Ma'arba. He gave the Beis Hamikdash a cheap price. V'omdu al b'sholish, and they got more expensive. Yisapik Ma'arba. He has to provide the Beis Hamikdash with a cheaper price. In other words, by the bottom line is, the Beis Hamikdash always wins. In all disputes, Beis Hamikdash wins. The guy said, I'll provide, this is mamish you, yeah? Beis Hamikdash comes, you'll provide meat, zachin. Bekitzer, if the guy said, I'm going to provide the Beis Hamikdash, I want to be the meat provider, I want to be the provider of flour and oil and all this stuff, flour. So I'm gonna. The price is very high. I'm providing that. Then the price dropped. So you have to give the Beis Hamikdash the new price. Without getting into it, just al regel achas, the Beis Hamikdash has a special thing that it could acquire things with money. Jews cannot buy with money. They need a kinyan. They have to do chalipin, they have to do hagbah, they have to do a kinyan. Beis Hamikdash could do like a guy, the kind of a kesef, but only when it's worth it for him. If money's not good for it because they made a upmach on a higher price and the price dropped, so the Beis Hamikdash goes back to the lower price. You don't want to do business Beis Hamikdash. Actually, you do because it's a schus, but you're always the Beis Hamikdash. You know going in that no matter what, you have to give in to the Beis Hamikdash. The Hegdish always wins. Okay, so Memela says Rabbi Yochanan, this is the pshat of Moisen Nesachim. How did we get extra? Because I provided the Beis Hamikdash more than it needed. So now they have extra. Why did I provide more than they needed? Because we made up one price and they got the better deal. It's not the pshat like you said before. It's that extra wine on the top, blah blah blah. It's a big deal that they made with the wholesaler, and they got more product. So what do you do with it? You sell it, and you buy korbanos v'ketzim mizbech. I have a right to both. What do you do with the extra wine, the flowing on top? If you have another carbon, you should give it to the other carbon. But if it was stayed overnight, you possibly they're possible. If it didn't go overnight, if you don't have another carbon, you have another carbon, and it didn't stay overnight, so you put it on the mizbeach. In other words, how do you put it on the mizbeach? You can't put wine on the mizbeach as kitzim mizbeach. You need an oila. So you sell the wine. Anybody want geschmack, a gewaldige wine, and then you put on v'kayitz ze mahu. What do you do? Yeah, I just explained, but we know. What do you do with this money that you get from selling the wine and you buy an animal? What is it? Oilos. You make an oila out of it. And what do you do with an oila? Like you always do with an oila. Habasr l'shem varis l'kehanim. I would think it's a little different because over here it's coming from the money of the Beis Hamikdash. Maybe the kohanim shouldn't share in it at all. No, the kohanim get the hides. Why not? And I have a right to Rabbi Yochanan. So anyways, you see over here that we're talking about, like he said, what is it? Reb Chia bar Yosef, that we're talking about the wine that goes above the rim. Now, what was Rabbi Yochanan's shot? Rabbi Yochanan's shot was that the Beis Hamikdash got a better deal than they thought, so they have extra. He accepted upon himself to provide the Beis Hamikdash in a cheap price, and the price went up. He has to provide them with the cheaper price. He said he's going to provide them with the higher price, and the price dropped. She had Hegdish al Yoyin, and it's mamish word for word what we said on top of it in the summit. But it adds, and this is what we learned. This is the pshat of Moisar Nesachim, not the wine that goes above the rim, but the extra product that the Beis Hamikdash gets, and that goes, you sell it, and that goes to buy a oila when there's a downtime on the mizbeach. Says the Heilige Mishnah, mamish easy stuff. Kol karbanis hatzibur vayachad tunim nesachim. So I made a little list there. I think this will make it slightly easier. This is the famous list that I always use for Kachim Kachim and Kachim Kalam. Just what's funny about this list, at least in my mind, is that there's 5 X's and 5 checks. In other words, the X means these karbonis do not have nesachim that come with it. You don't bring any flour, oil, nothing, just as is. And the ones that have a nice check, green check, yeah, they do need. The lashon of the Mishnah to me is a little interesting. All the karbanos need nesachim, besides 5 of them. There's 10, and besides half of them not. So it's a funny lashon. But maybe the pshat is, we'll see in a second. So there's 3 on the left side, Bechar, Meiser, and Pesach on top. Because Shlam and Pesach are similar. One is yes and one is a no. And 2 from the right. Total of 5 not. So maybe this is the pshat. Because even from the 2 on the right that are no go, there are 2. There is a chatas that yes, and there's a asham that yes. There's a chatas of the mitzvah and the asham of mitzvah that you have to bring like we know here. This mitzvah guy is carrying with him flour and oil together with his chatas and asham. Are both of what's going on? Not this. How come only one of them is red? Both of them should be red. Okay, fine. Oh, so let me show you this, and this will explain the whole Gemara in 10 seconds. Mamish, it makes the Gemara easier in my opinion. It's just that I'm not an artist and I didn't separate the lines perfectly, but you'll be able to read it with them. It says in the Pasuk, so red is a negative, green is a positive. Negative means no mincha, and green means yes mincha. It has to be an oila, it has to be a carbon. Meaning, if you're going to bring a mincha, it means sometimes you bring a mincha as a standalone, just a mincha. The mincha doesn't require a mincha. Do not bring a mincha with a mincha. But from the word if you bring a taida, you have to bring nisachim, you have to bring a mincha together with it. Zevach, shlamim, you have to bring with it. Lefalei there's a chayva. What's a chayva? A bachar, meiser, pesach, chatos, asham. These 5 things all you must bring. It's not up to you. You didn't decide to bring it. You had to bring it because it's the firstborn. It's on Pesach. It's asham. You did it on Aveira. And finally, b'mayadechem is what we just had now on Pesach. When you come to Beis Hamikdash, you have to bring 3 korbanos. You guys know what they are? You want to try to guess? No, no. Extra. B'mayadechem. Extra. What? Oilas Riyah and Chagiga, right? And there's one more that is tricky. Shalmei Simcha means this is stam dino ribs. Stam to eat, geschmack, to have a good su'uda. So you bring for Pesach, it's 3 korbanos. Oilas Riyah you have to bring because I saw Kadosh Baruch Hu. I came to see the Beis Hamikdash. You have the Shalmei Chagiga. They have to bring on the 15th day of Nisan on every Yom Tov. And also Shalmei Simcha the Stam to drink wine. So let's see inside. Maybe everything that goes onto the Mizbeach requires a mincha. Afilu mincha, meaning a mincha should require a mincha. If you bring a mincha by itself to Hashem, you say to Hashem, I want to bring you a little flour, some oil, so maybe you have to bring flour and oil with it. Only a carbon, not a mincha. Shlamim minayin, how do I know shlamim? Tamalayma zevach. Toida minayin, and how do I know toida? Tamalayma oy zevach, the oy. So that's why you see on the screen, it says, on top of the oy, there's a toida. On top of the zevach, there's shlamim. Maybe I should say those 5 things. Should need nisach. It comes willingly, because I gave it a dava, I gave an eder. Okay, it's only when it comes willingly, a neder and a dava. Maybe things that come because you have to on Yontif, what are they? Oh, these are the 2 that you guys said. The oila, when you come to the Beis Hamikdash, oilas riyah, v'shalmi chagiga, but there's another one, shalmi simcha. Shalmi chagiga. Tamad loymar. Oy b'moyadechem. You hear this guy? Oy b'moyadechem. Shalmi chagiga and the oilas riyah. Now what? You have to bring a mincha with it. Kola b'ba b'moyadechem tonasachem. Mashmal havis elu. The oilas riyah. Ovi siri chatas. There's another one. The chatas of Yontif. Hoil boyin chaviv regel. Tamad loymar the chitase ben boker beklal hoya v'lama yatsa. It was together already. It was mixed in with everything else. All the korbanos ben boker. Why does the Torah specify ben boker? It comes because you want to. I've called ba beneder u benedava. But anything else, like a chiyuv that comes by itself, then you're not like the chatos. That's the last part of what I have over here on the screen. This one. Any oila. So there's an oila of an animal, there's an oila of a bird. No, it has to be either from the cattle or from a sheep and not a bird. So that's why I wrote no, it's not included in something that you shech. You do malika to a bird, it's not a zevach. Okay, why do I need the psukim if it's not to exclude a bird? I would have if a person just says, I'm bringing oila, he has to bring one cow and one sheep. That's why it says in the pasuk, mina bakar oy minatzoin by us, by Nesachim it says mina bakar minatzon. Ratza echad maybe, ratza shnai maybe. It's up to you. I saw that they ask, how can you bring two? It's chulin ba'azara. If it could be one, how could it be two? You're not allowed to bring one extra. It's chulin ba'azara. Okay. The Rishonim asks this. I think the Rashba asks it. I understood it differently, but he asks it, so it's, obviously it's a good question. Rabbi Yonasan says, why would I even have why according to Rabbi Yonasan would I have a havamina that it means if a person makes a neder, he means two things, sheep and cattle. Look, the famous pasuk, does anybody have a havamina that there is actually a debate? Maybe you have to curse both a father and a mother in order to be over, in order to get to Einish. So he says, no, can't be. Why? Because it says in the pasuk, without the word yachdav, I would think maybe you're not allowed to plow with a bull. Maybe yachdav means both of them together. So since by a father and mother doesn't say yachdav, so it means either or, one or the other. So according to Rabbi Yonasan, doesn't say the word yachtav by us. So why would I have a havamina that I have to bring both a bull and a sheep? It's either or. Says Gemara, it's here, right over here. See this? All the way then this pasuk says umenatzoin. There's a vav, extra vav. So the vav, it's very important to remember this. What does the vav do? It's as if he meant both. If you hold that you don't need the word yachtav, it's as if it says yachtav. So liboy kra, I need a pasuk to tell me that you don't need both, because it's as if it says yachtav, as if it says I need both. So now what am I going to do? I need a pasuk that says I can't learn from the pasuk bakar but not a bird. I need the pasuk to tell me that I don't need both, one or the other. There's two different psukim. The pasuk is mechalik. That's A. So that splits it. So mela from the word bakar I learned and not a bird. That's only if he says mufurish one or the other. But if he says I'm bringing an oila, maybe you have to bring one sheep, one bull. Kamashmal on the pasuk says no. Only one or the other. Rabboisai, have a good tavoch, a good zimmer. We'll see Be'ez Hashem after Shabbos Kodesh.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDY.com.